Good afternoon and welcome to our video check-in for today, March 24th, or better known as just a few days before Passover. So I shared with you one of my favorite Passover songs of Pesach ala mano. Passover is at hand, by the wonderful Ladino composer Flori Yagoda of blessed memory. But we are, in that in-between time, and it's almost here, as the song says. So I'm going to share with you one more Passover tradition and an especially musical one. So all of our holidays have associated with them particular sacred texts. Now, of course, the primary text for Passover, we have our Haggadah, but what is the story that's in that Haggadah? Haggadah literally means like the telling, the book of the telling of the story, is of course the story of the Exodus from Egypt. And so that would be our Torah from the book of Exodus. We hear about Moses and Pharaoh and plagues and, the story as we know it. But there's an additional text. Actually, there are 5 Megillot, 5 scrolls. And each one of those Megillot, which are taken from the part of the Bible, of the Tanakh, that's known as Ketuvim, the writings. And those 5 Megillot are each assigned to a different one of our holidays that it's most appropriate for. For Shavuot, we read the book of Ruth, where we learn of, Shavuot, where we commemorate the acceptance of that gift of Torah. Ruth is really the first convert who freely and of her own will accepts Torah as a non-Jew. So we read Ruth. For Sukkot, we read Kohelet, Ecclesiastes. For Tisha B'Av, the lowest day on the Jewish calendar, that day of mourning that happens in the summer on the 9th of Av, we read the scroll of Lamentations. For, of course, Purim, which has just passed, we read the book of Esther. Makes perfect sense. And for Pesach, for Passover, we read the Song of Songs. And since it's the Song of Songs, we don't just read it, but we sing it. Now, Song of Songs actually comes into our tradition in 2 places, really. Yes, for Passover, it's the scroll that's associated with Passover. But in Sephardic tradition, actually, since it can be seen as an allegory, it's a love song. Song of Songs is the most beautiful love poetry. It doesn't mention God explicitly, but it's seen as an allegory for the love between God and Israel. And so actually, Sephardic tradition is that each Shabbat, just prior to Kabbalat Shabbat, Sephardic Jews will chant all of Song of Songs as a way to welcome God's presence as the Shekhinah, the Shabbat bride, into the community of Israel. And so that's why Song of Songs can be very appropriate for Shabbat in general, but it's especially appropriate as we head to this Shabbat, Shabbat Hagadol, the great Shabbat that precedes the start of Passover, which begins on Saturday night. So as I said, Song of Songs is full of love poetry. And so I'm going to sing a song that's one of my favorite Song of Songs settings. It's called Iti Milvanon, and it's written by Nirachen, who was an early Israeli composer and songwriter. She lived in a kibbutz in the early days before the state of Israel. I believe she was born somewhere around 1924, something like that. But an early pioneer of the state of Israel and just a wonderful composer and songwriter. And I'll give you the text that she sets. She actually is known, her most famous songs are 2 Song of Songs settings. One you're probably more familiar with is Dodi Li, I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. And we often sing that before Shabbat. But this one, Iti Milvanon, here's the text. Come with me from Lebanon, come with me, my bride, from the dens of lions, from the tops of Mount Sinir and Mount Hermon. Behold, you are beautiful, my beloved. Your eyes are like doves. This is my beloved. This is my friend. Daughters of Jerusalem. This is my beloved. When I read that line, behold, you are beautiful, my beloved, that's actually one of the more famous quotations from Song of Songs in Hebrew, Hinach Yafa Raiti. How Yafa is the word for beauty, beautiful. So here's this lovely and beautiful setting of Song of Songs as we prepare for Passover, Iti Milvanon by Nirachen. מלבנון איתי כלה תבואי, איתי מלבנון איתי כלה תבואי, ממעונות אריות, מראש שניר וחרמון, מעונות אריות, מראש שניר וחרמון. הנך יפה רעייתי, עינייך יונים, הנך יפה רעייתי, עינייך יונים. זה דודי זה רעי, בנות ירושלים, זה דודי, זה דודי, זה רעי, בנות ירושלים, זה דודי. איתי מלבנון, איתי כלה תבואי. Wishing you an early, sweet Passover as is in Pesach.